like the top floor of the apartment, it like destroyed and shattered into our apartment downstairs.
And when I got there, I seen a little girl climbing out the debris.
We lost our pets. We lost everything we owned.
Right now at 5, we are continuing to cover the breaking news in Dallas and that massive explosion at an apartment complex in Oak Cliff. Here's a view from Chopper 8 as firefighters battled the flames and then started digging through all that rubble. People reported seeing the fire from several miles away, and it burned for several hours this afternoon. I want to give you an idea where this happened because several streets around East 9th and North Patton Avenue are still blocked off right now. It started around 12:45, not far from Adamson High School. Fortunately, there were no students or teachers inside because Wednesday was the last day of school. Thank you for joining us. I'm Chris Lawrence. We have several crews on the scene right now working to get more information about this explosion. And we're also waiting on a press conference, and we will bring that to you live as soon as it gets started. Our Richard Solomon is joining us live to begin our team coverage. Richard, bring us up to speed in terms of what you've learned about this incident so far.
Well, yeah, Chris, right now we are still waiting at any moment for that press conference to happen. So if it does, while we're in my report, we'll toss to that. But I learned from the last press conference that Dallas police, Dallas fire crews, Dallas city officials were all there. They tell us the fire has been contained, but now the hard and the heartbreaking part is happening. They are still searching to make sure that nobody is missing. They don't know as of now if there have been any deaths reported from this explosion and fire, but they did tell us that 4 people were transported to hospitals. We are still working to learn their conditions. Like you said, Chris, officials say this happened, the explosion, around 12:47 this afternoon. I spoke with residents who were here, some who were sitting outside just enjoying the afternoon, who say about a couple minutes before the explosion, they smelled gas, and they also saw Atmos crews here working. We have reached out to the company, but we have not yet heard back as of now. I spoke with a gentleman who said he heard the explosion. He felt his entire apartment shake. I even spoke with people who were inside the apartment complex that caught on fire. I mean, you can think about the humanity right now as so many people have lost everything. People have lost pets, and you just pray that they're okay. But I want to toss to now a piece of an interview that we got earlier today.
The whole apartment complex shook. And when I went outside, first I had to comfort my girl because she was shocked, because she was sitting on the front porch when it happened. So I ran down the stairs and I went and looked at the scene. And when I got there, I seen a little girl climbing out the debris. And I told the fire department, trying to get their attention to go get her. So I just went over there and got her and took her back across the street and set her on the ground. And the fire departments came over there and took her aid.
And that's just one story that we heard. I mean, I spoke with another woman. She was actually asleep when she heard the explosion. She was searching for her sister, her dog, because in that moment, all she worried about was just the lives in her apartment. So obviously, Chris, I mean, your heart goes out to so many families here as we await this press conference that could happen at any moment now.
Yeah, it just started. We're going to dip in now. Here's City Manager Kimberly Tolbert. Let's listen.
Definitely saddened about what has happened today in this Oak Cliff community. There are several supporting organizations that we want to take the opportunity to thank for the work that they're doing to assist us with this operation. The American Red Cross, Dallas Crisis Intervention Team, Dallas Emergency Management, Dallas Animal Services, of course, Dallas Fire Rescue, our Dallas Marshal's Office, the Dallas Police Department, our Dallas Street Response Team, Dallas Independent School District, Mental Health Services, Family Gateway, the Salvation Army, and our Transportation and Public Works Department. We could not do what we're doing in this moment without all of these departments and organizations and agencies working together. And so we are truly thankful for their support. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to Deputy Chief Berry, who will provide you with a more detailed update.
Right. Thank you for having me. Today, We, as first responders, were met with a sad situation. And at this time, I'd like to extend from the Dallas Fire Rescue Department and our first responders our heartfelt condolences in this time of bereavement for the families. We responded to a gas leak, reported gas leak. Our first responders, while they were en route to that gas leak, a subsequent explosion occurred. They called for the cavalry and called for an upscaled response, and where a one-alarm structure fire was transmitted, and it was immediately struck into a second alarm. We had the cavalry coming and help coming, but the explosion had already taken place. We, as first responders, our highest priority is life safety and the preservation of life. And so we take this to heart. We're very humbled by today's occasion. We don't take it lightly. However, there is still work to be done. So at this juncture, we have gone from rescue mode to recovery mode. We are still actively in recovery mode, and we may be in this mode for the next 2 to 4 hours, maybe extending this operation even beyond that. So at this time, that's what I have for you, and we will update you. I have to get back to our incident to continue to lead our guys and also take care of bringing this incident under a close. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm Assistant Chief Peko, Dallas Fire Rescue. We understand that this is a very challenging and expanding incident, and on arrival, our firefighters took great action in what they did. We thank them for what they were able to do and their continued efforts. It has been quite a challenge from the very beginning because this was expanding with multiple aspects of hazards that had to be addressed. With that, we also understand that this has the impact on a community as well. So we do ask for additional prayers and thoughts through the community for those affected and for those firefighters that continue to work through that. Again, thank you very much.
Chief Russ?
Assistant Chief Russ, I also like to thank all the outside agencies that contribute to this incident as we continue to go through our recovery phase, and just think that the citizens of Dallas are blessed because we have multiple special teams in the city that usually get deployed on other big incidents. So this is nothing new for them. They are well trained and they train all the time for incidents like this. So we feel very confident in their capabilities and that they will bring this to a closure. So with that, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out, and as we get more updates, we'll provide them to you.
How many people were involved? How many people lived at this building, please? And how many people are unaccounted for?
We're going to just take a couple of questions. Chief Berry?
Thank you.
So there have been some individuals that have been accounted for. We're working on getting a concise number for you. This is an active incident still. It's still under investigation. There are still phone calls that haven't been answered, and therefore it's still ongoing in terms of getting a total account for the number of people that that live at this residence.
Have there been any fatalities identified?
Yes, there have been fatalities at this point. We can confirm that there are fatalities. We're still working through the recovery phase, so let us work through the recovery phase and give you a total number.
A tenant of the apartment complex told me the city was drilling a hole and it hit a gas line. Can you confirm what led to what you believe led to this gas leak? Was there any city activity involving the drilling that was going on at this apartment?
Yeah, I'm going to turn that over to,
My name is Director Concarly. I'm the Director of the Department of Transportation and Public Works. I can confirm that the city had no active work in that area.
We'll take one more.
Who was working on the area, though? Someone was working, according to multiple residents, with this Atmos? Who was working on the street, please?
There was no work in the right-of-way. Everything else is still under investigation.
Any of the other questions regarding Atmos will have to go to them.
Oh, Atmos isn't here.
Correct. So thank you all so much. We will provide one more update later this evening, likely between 8 and 9, but we'll keep you updated on that. Thank you so much.
To know what time did the first 911 call or whoever called wherever?
All right, we're going to just, they're wrapping up now and are not taking any more questions there at the press conference, but I just want to run down what we just learned because there were several significant developments that came out of that press conference right there. The most important, obviously, is they have now confirmed there have been fatalities from this fire. Now, we don't know if that involves the 4 people that paramedics rushed to a hospital or perhaps bodies that they have recovered there from the actual apartment itself. But we know they have now shifted from a rescue to recovery mode and will be in a recovery mode for at least several more hours. What that means is they have now combed through the debris. They have gone through it meticulously over the past couple hours and now believe there's no one left alive in that rubble. So again, they have now shifted to a recovery mode. They confirmed that there have been fatalities. And we also heard from DPS to say that the city had no active construction work going on there in that area at the time. Again, we're going to stay on top of this. We have several crews on the scene right now trying to get as much information as possible. Kevin Reese has been on the scene for several hours now. Kevin, give us an idea what you heard after speaking with so many people who live there.
Well, I'll start with the question that I did not hear asked at that news conference is the one that the residents of this building behind me have been asking us. If there was a gas leak and if the fire department was already on their way to the gas leak, why was no one evacuated from this building? They say that none of them were. People were still inside this building when it eventually exploded. I'm going to get out of the way. This is going to be your closest look from the ground level here. We are on the north side of this building. This is looking across the alley at the back of the Clyde Apartments, this donut-shaped apartment complex that is, well, you can see what's left. It was 2 stories. That entire second floor, as you can see in the middle, gone, charred remains everywhere. And in terms of search and rescue or search and recovery, at least from this vantage point, we can tell you it doesn't appear to have begun as of yet. And if we can see it, you may not be able to see it, the building on the other side, the more modern building on the left, those windows blown out as well. We talked to some of those residents too. But we had a heartbreaking conversation with one of the residents a short while ago. Her name is Alta DeBose. She lived on that second floor in the middle that is now gone. She was not home at the time, but her 5 dogs and cats were. There's been no sign of them. And this is part of that heartbreaking conversation with her. But tell me who you're still looking for.
My animals.
How many?
5.
Dog and cats?
2 dogs and 3 cats.
Okay, you talked to Animal Services as well. They've rescued a few, but as far as you know, not yours?
No.
Okay. I don't want to bother you too much, but from what you see of the apartment complex and where your apartment is or was, is there any reason to believe there's anything left of your apartment?
No, there's nothing. It's gone. It's gone.
We can confirm that by looking exactly where her apartment on that second floor, that vacant spot in the middle, that is where her apartment complex was. That is where her dogs and cats were, waiting for her to come home from work. Again, we do not see any active searching of the building, at least from this vantage point. They were making sure they cut off power just a short while ago. Some of the ruins here still smoldering, but we do know that this is a recovery effort, as you heard just a short while ago, and this is what is left. We know that at the very least, there are pets inside, and as they told us, human fatalities as well. Back to you guys.
And Kevin, I just want to circle back to something you said right at the beginning, which is the fact that we learned that Dallas Fire Rescue got a report of this reported gas leak. They were on their way to the scene when that explosion happened. And you mentioned that residents were telling you they didn't get any warning. No one told them to evacuate their apartments. What has to happen to get an exact timeline of exactly, say, when that call came through and how much time, was there to alert residents?
Well, we'll have to see that in the call reports. I mean, there is a cloud, a cloud of war you often talk about, trying to get all of this information correct. They have given us a brief timeline so far, but residents are also telling us, one of the people that we've heard from already who lives in the apartment complex that I'm standing at right now, he said, yes, Atmos was here. He says that a fire truck was here. This is his eyewitness account, and that is when the first explosion happened. We don't know that to be true, but that is his recollection, so it's going to take some time to figure this out. But we do know there was a report of the gas leak, fire department on the way before all of this happened.
All right, great context and perspective. Kevin, thank you. You've done just an incredible job out there. We're going to continue to follow this breaking news, and we will have team coverage. Here again is another look from Chopper 8 in Dallas. We continue to work to get updates on what we now know is a deadly explosion and fire there in Oak Cliff. We'll be right back.